Hello everyone, and now welcome to Game 3 in this best of 3 series taking place here on, oh my gosh, forgot the name of the map. I am so sorry. Is Abyssal City? No, it cannot be. It's, oh my goodness, it's Metropolis. Of course it is. It's on top of buildings. Alright, Strelok spawning as the red Terran player at the North Pole at the 12 o'clock position. In the red trunks. Alright, coming down over here, down south to the South Pole, we see Mouse Sports' Mana spawning as the green Protoss. Yes, South Pole versus North Pole in their customary Christmas colors. Here on Metropolis, we'll see who's been naughty or nice, and who will take this best of 3 series, as it is all tied up at 1 game apiece. Now, so far, Mana has been pretty much opening up with your typical gateway, assimilator, cybernetics core build, perhaps opening up and trying to get that early zealot to place down that early pressure. Meanwhile, Strelok has been going for a little bit of a head fake in game 1 with an earlier gas than normal for a for a 1 Rax expand, but then pulling SCVs off of gas, as now Strelok doing a little bit of a head fake now, opting to go for a full command center first. Alright, Strelok is going to be very much in the lead in terms of the economy in just a moment. You can see him already making his way down here. This is going to be, I believe, a 15 SCV. Where is this SCV going? It is completely misrallied. As you can see, 1 command center already making its way over here. Or is he actually purposely, nope, completely misrallied there. And now going to go back to mining. It looks as though this 1 command center is still misrallied. It is going to be a 15 command center, and what is going on? I am so absolutely confused by what Strelok is trying to do. Finally fixing that rally point, moving out with an SCV, and where is this SCV going? It looks like this SCV is now making its way out across the map. Command center already about 45% done. Meanwhile, barracks and barracks now being placed down. Now, basically, Strelok, I'm pretty sure that he's executed and practiced this build. He has been cutting SCVs just a little bit. As you can tell, he's not just trying to build as many SCVs as possible. He is also currently, or he will be supply blocked in just a moment if he doesn't start building up a supply depot, and it looks like that will be just the case. Or will this command center be perfectly done in time? It looks like Strelok knowing timing's better than me, as we now see upgrade to an orbital command already underway. 1 Marine now being trained back down over here. Upgrade to another orbital command as this probe is going to get inside. Oh, bad news for this 1 probe though. Mana going to try to take a look around. This supply depot should pop up in just a second, making it very difficult for that probe to get anywhere out of here, as we see Strelok is rallying towards that probe. Oh, where is that Marine doing? The Marine falling asleep. A new supply depot now being placed down. Is it going to come up in time? Yes, it will. And poor scouting probe of Mana has been taken down. Now, in this neck of the woods, Mana having 1 gateway, also getting up that cybernetics core, getting up that warp gate tech. Not too shabby. Only 1 production building so far, so he's not going to be able to really place down the pressure, but he does have double zealots, and I'm surprised he's not chrono boosting out that Stalker. The Stalker is now going to be making its way across the map. The zealots should be able to get there in time, but there is already going to be a bunker with at least 4, if not 5 Marines nearby. Meanwhile, we are going into a reactor and a tech lab. Stim pack should be coming underway in just a second, as the Marines are very much out in the open, but they are perhaps trying to intercept a Stalker on its way in. Harvester count 30 probes versus 25 SCVs. There are 2 mules in play, giving a slight economic edge to Strelok, as you can see at this point. We are getting into a 3rd gas already, so Strelok really abusing the fact that he went for a very, very fast command center and now trying to catch up in terms of the economic game. Mana, on the other hand, and now going towards that robotics facility. You can see 1 robotics facility followed by 3 gateways, and I like this play by Mana. Placing the robotics facility right here in the midst of a whole bunch of gateways makes it very difficult to spot. We are going to see that Warp Gate tech just now being completed. 1 Stalker sitting right there. There is 7 Marines, going to be more than enough, as we do see Stim and level 1 weapons upgrade coming online. Meanwhile, the robotics bay also being placed down, and we'll see if Mana researches that extended thermal lance range. Quick thing to note, Mana is currently supply blocked at 52/52. Strelok at 46/46. The difference is that Strelok is actually building 2 supply depots at a time. Mana was only building 1 at a time, so this is actually going to hurt Mana a bit more. You're going to see that Mana unable to really train anything. You can see that all of these warp gates could be warping in something, floating a high amount of minerals right now. 600 minerals, 100 gas. The robotics bay will be completed, and as soon as that's done, it will pretty much supply block again if he tries to train up a Colossus. A 3rd Nexus, however, coming into play by Mana, and Mana being very, very greedy. With this, though, Strelok has nothing to really punish his opponent. You can see the Colossus now being trained, Zealots being warped in, Starport, Reactor Starport as well. The Observer getting all the information it needs, as we are seeing Combat Shield and then Stim Pack being completed here in just a second. Marines, Marauders, Medevacs quickly will be coming in. Level 1 weapons upgrade already done. Level 1 armor upgrade may be able to start, but with the double forge and the benefit of 3 Nexus 4 Chrono Boost, the 1/1 upgrades may actually complete faster for Mana, as an Observer does get shot down. Strelok already moving across the field with the very early factory. Meanwhile, Strelok, unbeknownst to him, not knowing about this counterattack coming in from Mana. Mana will be able to reinforce with Stalkers on the far side. If Strelok is forced to retreat, 1/1 upgrades not even being started for Strelok, as 1/1 upgrades are being started for Mana. Strelok, however, does have that 1-0 advantage, and if he spots this Nexus and is able to shut it down, that will be a devastating blow to Mana, as Mana cannot afford to lose this Nexus, especially if it hasn't even harvested 400 resources yet. A lot of time and minerals went into building that, a lot of lost production, as we see once more, Mana not going for extended thermal lance range. A bit of a curious move there, as we see the factory now getting shot down. The problem is that Strelok actually has a significantly larger army, but unless he actually pushes with it, Mana will be able to catch up. What is this? Are we going to perhaps have a Doom drop? That could be a very, very interesting play, catching all of these Colossi out of position. And yes, it does look like that is the case. What is that, 40 supply worth of units straight up inside, as the Medevacs, Marauders are all now dropping down. Strelok needs to come back over with the rest of these units. What is happening? A little bit of a disconnect here, as Strelok needs to drop in more units as well. Mana is in a bit of trouble. All right, are these Medevacs going to be able to get away? It looks like 1 Medevac down to 72 hit points, and somehow Strelok able to survive and keep everything alive still. Alright, Vikings are off over here. The Marines and the Marauders do spot this base here, and now Mana is supply blocked as this Nexus needs to fall. Meanwhile, we are seeing more units, perhaps another drop coming in, and yes, what a head fake here, as Colossi, Zealots, and Sentries come in to defend, only to see even more units inside his base there. A nice distractionary tactic, however, the Medevacs have been taken down. Stalkers now getting taken down here. Strelok needs to control the rest of his units. For some reason, these units are not engaging, and that is a problem. Once again, another engagement there, as the Medevac now backing off, trying to take down the Nexus. The Nexus will not fall, but this Nexus may in fact fall here. So Strelok just attacking in multiple locations at once. You can see Colossi, Zealots, and Sentries quickly coming over. The Nexus has been taken down, as the Colossus has been taken down as well, and now a pincer attack from Strelok. Force fields, Zealots having nowhere to run. 1 low hit point Marauder, very glad the rest of his brethren came up. Marauders stick together, as the Marines now making their way forward. However, only 1 Medevac pilot to go to try and take care of all the wounds of these Marauders and Marines. Is it going to be enough, as the Colossus now taking a beating? The Colossus now down to 90 hit points, down to 42. It gets taken down, as we see a bit of stutter stepping again. Mana just playing under the influence of Strelok. Strelok attacking in multiple locations, causing mana to move back and forth, and this is always a problem when you try to take bases too quickly. You find yourself spread a little bit more thin as Vikings now go into ground mode, the perfect counter to this Archon, as the Archon cannot or does not deal bonus damage. Zealots now making their way over. Are the Vikings going to initiate their VTOL? Yes, they will. Jumping into the air. Zealots now in a little bit of a precarious situation. Where are they going to go as more and more units still coming in? All right, the probes now trying to make their way in. Archon trying to merge over here. It looks like the probes are trying to counter all the Marauders and the Marines. However, I don't know if... I'm sure Mana knows the guidebook. He knows that the probes are not the natural counter to Marines, Marauders, and Vikings. And I believe the GG will be underway. Only probes pretty much left there. And there it is. Strelok taking game 3 very convincingly with a 14 or about a 12-minute timing attack. And it looked like Strelok lost control of his units for a while. Units sitting here not doing anything. Medevac sitting unit, Medevac and all the units sitting inside there not doing anything. A beautiful, beautiful engagement, and it looks like the cards were just falling for Strelok, getting a little bit lucky and taking the game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.